How do you make this fun guy even more fun? Give him a drink. Here's how I make drunken mushroom soup. I'm using about a pound of cremini mushrooms, a bundle of thyme, a small white onion, a little butter and flour to thicken, along with some chicken stock, and the drunken part comes from some dry vermouth. Alright, let's put this all together. Okay, I'm getting our pan nice and warm, and I've just diced our white onion. So getting a couple of tablespoons of olive oil into our pot, and going to add our onions in here in just a moment. I've also started to dice out some of our mushrooms, and when I say dice, I'm really quartering them or putting them into sort of a chunk. If you'd like, you could slice them. I just like them a little bit more chunky. Alright, as our onions get soft, I'm just going to continue to chop up our mushrooms, and I like them a bit more in a quartered like slice. Also, a couple other things I've done already. I picked some fresh thyme out of my herb pot in the back. It's amazing, even in the dead of winter I still have fresh thyme. And I took one of the longest stems and tied it around to really make a bundle. So instead of picking all of those little leaves off, we're just going to toss the whole thing in just a moment. Okay, our onions are looking nice and soft. So now we're going to add in all of the mushrooms. A couple grinds of pepper. And a nice pinch of salt. Not too much though, because the stock I'm using already is a little bit salty as well. And we'll let our mushrooms sort of cook down before we add our butter, flour, and our stock and dry vermouth. Okay, our mushrooms and onions have been sauteing for just about 10 minutes now. The mushrooms are releasing a lot of their own nice liquid, and I'm going to add in our 2 tablespoons of butter and let that start to melt, really for a bit more flavor and to help thicken our overall soup. As well to that, I'm going to add our 1/4 cup of flour and just cook out that raw flour taste. And then we'll add our stock and our vermouth. Alright, our butter and flour have been in here for just a few minutes. It's actually looking kind of awful because it's kind of pasty, but that's how it should look. And now we're going to add in our stock and bring it up to a boil. I might leave 1 cup back of our stock and let it loosen up all the bits on the bottom. I'm going to throw in our thyme bundle as well. Let that start to work through. And I'm going to crank up our heat and bring it to a boil and then reduce it to a simmer and add about 1 cup of the vermouth. Okay, our soup's at a nice boil. I'm going to lower the heat. I'm going to add our vermouth in, about 1 cup. Okay, our soup's been simmering for about 20 minutes. I want to check on it and test for seasoning. Oh, looks great. Smells even better. And tastes great as well. I think a little bit more salt. And maybe a couple cracks of pepper. Looks terrific. Drunken mushroom soup. I hope you try this recipe at home, and I hope you enjoy.